Hello, my name is Stacey Picudo, and this is my presentation about Dairy Queen ice cream and the forecasting of their demand. So, I decided on the forecast for each individual month going by gallons would be January being 0 gallons, February being 10 gallons, March is 12 gallons, April 15, May 20 gallons, June 30 gallons, and then opening season 35 gallons. August 30 gallons, September 25. As it comes down out of the summertime and more into fallish winter, it would be 20 and 15 gallons as of October and November, and then 0 gallons again in December. Now, the reason I forecasted that way was because I believe Collegeville as the town that I picked to be smaller population, as there are only 5,351 residents even living in the town, and it is a college town, hence Collegeville. There are 1,492 students attending Ursinus as of 2023. And as it's a college, Ursinus closes in the summer and they send everyone home and almost 100% of the students have to go home except for like maybe 5% will be able to stay in Pennsylvania. And I picked everything because of competition as well. As competition will vary, the demand. And there's Rita's Ice Cream, there's McDonald's, there's Brewster's, all within a 10-minute radius of your Science College and Collegeville town as a whole. So all of those places sell ice cream and they give different incentives for people to attend, like discounts for being your science students, like Rita's does, or just being closer as well and more trendy, so to say, as well as more updated and a better place for people to go to. And another thing to take into consideration is serving sizes. There are so many variations of a serving in Dairy Queen ice cream. There could be in the standard cups, which is, I would say, the most regulated amount of ice cream that can be put in, is a mini takes around 7 ounces, small takes around 12, large is 21 ounces, and the jumbo is 32 ounces. There is a lot of variation in each serving size because of workers and just different factors of ice cream consistency, the temperature of the ice cream, just tons of things. And another thing that would knock out a lot of the demand is it's closed in December and January. So that can either knock the demand or bring it up because a lot of people haven't had ice cream in months. So those are all things I had to take into consideration when determining my forecast for each ice cream store. And I did 3 adjustments after I did my initial forecast. So I didn't take original consideration of serving sizes. I didn't think about the variation of serving sizes just because of a worker making a shorter ice cream cone. While that takes so much less ice cream versus the standard ice cream cone that someone may make with a better skill. Making ice cream is quite hard, and even the temperature of the ice cream varies, which shortens the ice cream if it's soft because it kind of melts in the cup. So the softer the ice cream, the less ice cream it uses, or the more ice cream it uses because it needs to be taller. And college population is another thing I didn't initially take into consideration because as college students come and go, the attendance rate changes, all of these different factors just because of a college being in such a close radius to the store. Because they send everyone home in the summer, as the college closes in the summer, the demand may plummet because maybe half of their people that they get come from your sinus. So having them go home will really knock their demand down, which is another thing I didn't initially take into consideration, but I eventually did. And I would rate this whole forecast that I did a 75 out of 100. And I did that because there are so many different factors you need to take into consideration, like the ice cream machine holding a certain amount of gallons and putting out a certain amount of gallons of ice cream with their rate of ice cream coming out and how many people they can serve all varies really depending on what exact equipment they might have and how many workers they have and efficiency of production. There's so many factors that you just don't know because you don't work in that environment, being able to really understand the dynamic of the company to be able to make that forecast that you need. And just having so many unknown variables, like even have an outdated college student ratio is also something that will knock the accuracy of the demand because I have a number from 2023. The 1,400 students is from 2023 and it's 2 years post that, so that there could be more students or be less students, and maybe a lot of people aren't eating ice cream anymore, and maybe the discount at Rita's brings the price way down for the college students versus Dairy Queen keeping it at full price. So all of these things are things that you really need to take into consideration that I'm not really able to with the knowledge that I have as well as the resources I have access to. But so that's why I gave it 75 out of 100. But thank you very much, and that was my presentation about Dairy Queen ice cream.